Hello everyone, my name is Emily. I'm a freshman graphic design major currently studying art of the Western world, and I'm going to tell you about some art. The piece that I'll be looking at is entitled The Last Supper by the Renaissance painter and draftsman known as Tintoretto. Now I say known as Tintoretto because actually this guy's real name is Jacopo Coman. One of the sources that I found while doing research claimed that Tintoretto translates into the little painter guy, which I think is hilarious, but unfortunately it's not true. Tintoretto actually means little dyer, and he was called this because his father was a silk dyer. Tintoretto got his start as an artist as a child when his father actually found him painting on the walls of their home. His father, Giovanni, took him to the studio of Tiziano Vicelli, an Italian painter, to see if he could be trained as an artist. He didn't last long as a pupil of Tiziano, and the reasons for that are unclear, but he began studying by himself after that. Tintoretto got really good at using modeling clay and wax, and this helped him later to make good compositions for his paintings. Sometimes, Tintoretto would use dead people that he got from anatomy schools. He'd suspend them in a box and then would use those as models to become a better artist, although he probably gained some skills that would make him a better serial killer as well. Some of Tintoretto's most famous works, aside from The Last Supper, is his collection of St. Mark paintings, as well as one of his most famous works entitled Paradise. This work was important because it was almost 30 by 75 feet, and it had been the largest painting ever done on canvas. Tintoretto's work, The Last Supper, is in San Giorgio Maggiore in Venice. This work is made up of oil paint on canvas and was made in about 1593. It is approximately 19 feet long and 12 feet tall. Although this was not the only Last Supper painting that Tintoretto did during his career, it is the most prominent of them because of many things. This painting is incredibly complex and dramatic. For example, the way that the table is at such an extreme angle and is receding into space, as opposed to the table being parallel to the bottom of the painting, as it is in most Last Supper scenes. The lighting is also very dramatic in this painting. There are two light sources. One of them, in the upper left, is a lamp that illuminates the room. More importantly, though, is the halo around Jesus' head. This halo has many rays of light coming out of it, which strike the figures and create very dramatic lighting. Because of the halo and the directional lines in the painting, such as the angle of the table, the woman in the bottom right kneeling on the floor, and the row of angels in the top right corner of the painting, Jesus becomes the focal point of the scene. Besides Jesus, the scene has many other people. There are 11 men surrounding the table who we can easily agree are 11 of the 12 apostles, and we know this because of the subtle halos surrounding their heads in the painting. But, as I said, we know there are 12 apostles. The last apostle is Judas. Although he is at the table, and you can see him kneeling near the far end, he does not have a halo like the other apostles, most likely because of the way that he betrayed Jesus shortly after the Last Supper. Not only does this painting include Jesus and the apostles, but some other figures are present as well. It is said that Tintoretto included the other humans to show the event was taking place in a very human world. It also shows the ignorance that people had and have towards what was happening right alongside of them. This is very contrasting from the apostles who are having a very incredibly intimate and intense moment with Christ. Unlike the surrounding people, they are very aware of the importance and complexity of the event happening in the center of the composition. The wispy, angelic forms at the top of the painting also provide great contrast to the figures just going about their business. The angels speak to the divinity and miraculousness of Jesus sharing his body and blood with the 12 apostles. Overall, there's great contrast between the enlightened people and the ignorant people, and there's also contrast between the human and divine forms. This painting was important to the culture in the period because it's a prime example of a Mannerist-style work. Elements that characterize the Mannerism style that are present in this work include dramatic perspectives, various lighting techniques, elongated human forms, and strained poses. The Last Supper by Tintoretto shows viewers two very different ways of life. That is, the life of belief and a mundane one. It is just up to the viewer to choose which one they want for themselves.